Hello and welcome to ED Insight, where we get you a 360-degree view of the big picture in business and economy. I am Sridhar Ramakrishnan, and here's what we have for you on the show today. Finding a home that costs 3 to 15 lakh rupees in major cities is no longer a dream. We'll tell you what's on offer and where. So just are developers providing these cheap homes, and is this a viable business model? And is this the magic formula to reduce India's urban housing shortage of 22 million homes by 2012? A top story first. Big or small, there's no place like home. Those words have never rung truer than now for India. In fact, the global economic slowdown has made many developers wake up to that new reality. And some among them are tapping the bottom of the pyramid with affordable homes. And this time around, when they say affordable, they really mean it. Nikhil Shivadas gets you the story.
Hunting for an affordable house has never been an easy task, especially for 40-year-old Taranath, who draws a monthly salary of 25,000 rupees and has been scouting for a home for over 5 years. But now it seems like his prayers have finally been answered.
ये जो कॉम्प्लेक्स जो है एक रेप्यूटेड बिल्डर का है, तो इसलिए मैं सोचा कि उधर एक बार जाके देख लो. देखने के बाद मुझे इतना अच्छा लगा कि पूरा बस फैसिलिटी है और उधर से फास्ट ट्रेन, स्लो ट्रेन, सबका ट्रेन का भी फैसिलिटी है. वो हिसाब से सोच ले कि यही मेरे लिए बेस्ट ऑफर है करके.
It's worth it, and that's why most such projects see 100% bookings even before construction is completed. Typically, an affordable project is a no-frills project situated on the periphery of large cities and is a self-contained township with a school, hospital and other basic infrastructure like roads and railways that link it to a large city. Each project has between 200 to 2000 units, and each unit is about 200 to 600 square feet in size.
The issue is at price points where you can dramatically increase the size of the market, to use a C.K. Prahalad's expression, base of the pyramid, where you can make the market, millions of consumers, not just a few tens of thousands, if you can get the price point down without compromising on the quality. That's really the trick here.
The thumb rule is that a person can buy a house up to about 40 times his monthly income, more or less. That is the logic. So if somebody is earning 12,000 rupees a month, he can afford a home of about, say, 5 lakhs, 5.5 lakhs. That's basically what he can afford. He cannot afford a home of 20 lakhs, certainly not. And these people get left out of the urge or the race to own a home.
So just how many people have been left out so far? According to KPMG, 7 major cities in India require about 2.1 million homes for the low and middle income categories. And that, KPMG says, is a 30,000 crore rupee opportunity. And where there's so much money, builders are bound to come calling.
We've kind of, in some sense, arrived at a sweet spot for the kinds of projects we want to do, which is somewhere in the 10 to 20 acre land parcel size, delivering somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 units of homes in the 400 to 600 square foot range of a certain specification, which is, in our opinion, extremely attractive for customers.
There's over 24 million housing shortages in India, and we believe that anybody who works in this spectrum and takes out the pains to understand how the industry operates to keep costs low, there's a genuine demand for affordable and low-cost homes, which is not the case at the very premium end of the market.
Housing demand between 3 and 10 lakhs is almost 60% of the total demand. So 60% of 6 million comes to around 3.6 million, which is our closest estimate to the reality on the ground.
According to the National Housing Board, around 25,000 to 50,000 low-cost homes will be available over the next 2 years. And 25 builders have already announced projects so far. So there are affordable homes coming up in Chennai, Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Nagpur, Bhiwadi in Rajasthan, Meerut in UP and Bawal in Haryana.
We are targeting an absolute, a lower segment of people who have probably some income to them, but they may not be coming from the organized sector.
They are in bracket of 10,000 to 15,000 rupees income per month, and
they don't have houses, and if we are most of the developers in India, they are making houses more than 10 lakh rupees, and they can afford flats below 10 lakh rupees. That's a new tune for developers to sing. So far, they were only catering to the upper middle income segment or the organized sector. That's because home loans for such customers were more readily available. But with micro-lending institutions like the Micro Housing Finance Corporation or MHFC aggressively lending to the urban poor over the past 2 years, even those belonging to the unorganized sector are getting access to much needed capital, which in turn is giving a fillip to affordable housing.
We've done so far about 350 loans, which means, and we have about 25 projects which, like I said, we only do loans on projects which are pre-approved, and we intend to do 1500 loans by the end of this year. So that is a total sanction of maybe close to 60 crores is what we intend to do in the first year of our operation.
I think it has been increasing, there is no doubt about it. I think if you look at this, I think in our case we have been seeing it, there has been probably a growth over around 30% over the last year.
As noble as these intentions may be, the sector has also opened up a second home opportunity even for those who can afford homes in cities.
In our project, see, the second home buyers are there, but our basic aim is for the urban poor. The segments what we are maintaining from 3 lakhs to 10 lakhs, the area and the facilities what we are providing, where we feel that this will be suitable for the urban poor, those who are not able to afford their house in the main cities, so they can come and take homes at the affordable rates at our projects. We don't have any filtration as such for the second home buyers.
To tackle this growing problem, some builders like BBS and Janadhar have put in place a filtration process to identify the end user. Because housing the urban poor is no longer an option, it's a social necessity.
But this necessity has to be a viable commercial activity to be sustainable in the long run. The economics of affordable homes is coming up in just a bit. Stay with us. Welcome back, you're watching 80 Inside. Okay, so the dream of owning an affordable house is coming true for thousands of Indians. In fact, at last count, there were more than 50,000 affordable homes under construction. But the question is, how are developers able to afford such low-priced houses? And is their business model viable at all? Asha Gopalakrishnan has the answers.
This may not be everyone's idea of the perfect home, but it's a dream come true for 35-year-old Lakshmi Narayan, who for the past 5 years has been looking to buy a house ranging between 12 and 15 lakh rupees.
I found that the house quality is of a latest technology and the quality is good and it's within my budget.
The question though is, how are realtors offering such low prices at a time when land prices are sky high? A look at the business model reveals more. Typically, such homes are 235 to 400 square feet big and are made in low-rise buildings of 5 to 7 floors. They are located in the periphery of large cities to minimize land costs.
You are forced to go out of the city or on the suburbs to provide this affordable housing, where you need to get the land less than about 100 rupees a square feet or 150 rupees a square feet FSI cost to provide this affordable housing. Otherwise, it becomes unaffordable for the developer.
It's important to note here that banks finance the purchase of land, and since these projects are sold well before they are near completion, customers land up funding the construction, which is the biggest cost. That's in sharp contrast to premium or luxury homes, where builders deliberately develop land in parcels so that the next lot of apartments can be sold at a higher cost and so on. The difference in approach is because affordable housing is a high volume, low margin business. The average margins here are about 20 to 25% versus 50% for luxury apartments. But the project turnaround time is substantially lower at 1 or 2 years. Time is a key factor here because delays mean substantially higher costs.
In our business, interest is a big element of the embedded cost. So, delaying a project by 1 year takes the cost up by at least 6-7%. Is that what you want to do? And instead of a flat going at 5 lakhs, it will go at 5,35,000 or 5,50,000. Is that what you want to do to the end customer? I mean, the idea that delay has no cost is absurd. Delay has a major cost, not just interest cost, but much more than that.
We are looking at the contractual arrangements which can reduce cost. For example, we mobilize a certain amount of money upfront to ensure that the variations in critical things like production of bricks or delivery of cement or steel, those prices when they vary, they don't hit us. So those sort of things we are doing.
It is essentially the volume game, and one can replicate such projects from one location to the other. So you can plan in modules. Your architectural design could be one module which can be easily replicable. You can have, say, ground plus 3 walk-up apartments as a module which you can replicate fairly fast in different locations.
To reduce the time taken to construct, realtors are innovating. For example, some realtors such as VBHC are using prefabricated HardieFlex fiber cement boards or shells or molds, prefabricated walling or partitioning galvanized steel, and fiber cement that serve as finished wall surface.
Let's say that you have things like a frame and pour the concrete between 2 frames, so that the wall is the one that supports the entire structure, okay, and as a consequence of which you cut across quite a few steps like the bricklaying, the plastering, things like that. Now this allows you to construct a slab which conventionally in the conventional technology will take anywhere between 14 to 20 days. You are able to complete it within 5 to 7 days.
If we talk of pure square feet to square feet cost, typically these solutions would be a little more expensive. They would probably be expensive by the tune of 20-odd%. But what they often result into is a lighter structure of the building itself. So you save cost in the superstructure.
That's one side of the story. On the other side, you have problems throughout the value chain. From housing companies being unable to verify the record of borrowers to poor infrastructure to bureaucracy.
The people that we are talking about, they don't have enough documentation to get into this buying a house.
Typically, a housing project needs approvals from 17 different authorities. These approvals move door to door in each organization, and it can take up to a year to get all clearances.
What you require is deep control but a regulated environment. Government is mixing regulation with control, and that's where it is not sorting out the regulations required for this low-cost housing.
Globally, realtors get into joint ventures with local authorities for keeping projects on track. Indian realtors are now looking to do something similar. Many of them are opting for PPPs or public-private partnerships or cross-subsidizing low-cost projects with commercial, luxury and premium ones. To be fair, affordable housing is still quite nascent and barely 2 years old. But it's a segment that is growing at a scorching pace. As more projects come up, there will be more efficiency in the system. And who knows, this might just be the winning idea to address India's big urban housing shortage.
Indeed it could. Ashish Karamchandani of Monitor Inclusive Markets joins us after the short break to discuss that and more. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching ED Inside. Can social benefit schemes be economically viable too? Sure they can. In fact, it's with that conviction that some